Jamal Lascelles, Carl Darlow, and you're watching Newcastle Fans TV.
Hello Newcastle Fans TV, welcome to the Whiteboard where I'll run you through both sides, predicted lineups and potential players to watch out for, tactics and so on and so on. We're going to begin with Cardiff, which is the lineup behind me, and you'll probably notice it's a lot more brighter now that I've got the studio lights in the room as well. Behind this camera it is absolute madness, it's absolutely chaos. I put a Facebook and Twitter photos out earlier on, so have a look at them. Right, so this is the Cardiff lineup that, I'll move over here. This is the Cardiff lineup that suffered the defeat against Wigan. It was Ben Amos, Peltier, Morrison, Solbamba, Bennett, Noon, Ralls. Gunnarsson is the holding, Whittingham, Hoylett and Pilkington up front. Now we know that Ricky Lambert has had a nasty collision with Stojkovic, the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, a couple of weeks ago. Neil Warnock has said and hinted that is unlikely. He wasn't giving too much away, but it's unlikely that he'll start because he's struggling with it. So I'm not putting Lambert in the lineup. I'm going to go with the same side that suffered the defeat. Maybe there's one or two changes, but I don't think there'll be too much. So the first thing I'm going to point out straight away is these guys, the wingers, because they are your old-fashioned wingers that can literally run at you, take you on and get a goal. So Junior Hoylett, who we were actually linked to a couple of years ago when he left Blackburn, we were actually linked to Hoylett. And I would have liked to see him coming to the club. He's a Jamaican. He's a Canadian international. He can literally get down the wing. So I think it'll be Vernon Anita who's going to have a difficult afternoon, because we know that Yedlin started the last game. I think it'll be Vernon Anita will come in. I think that's a better option because I think Anita is a lot more calmer under pressure. And Yedlin's great going forward, but Hoylett will literally run at the defenders. And the thing that Hoylett is, you've got to remember, he's right-footed, so he will come in as well, and he can have a shot. And he can't score worldly. We've seen that down the years as well. On the other side, Noon is more direct than what Hoylett is. He'll just go down the byline, but he works really hard, so he's good going backwards as well. So he'll be up and down that wing. I think that'll be Gouffran will be looking after him during the game as well. We'll come on to Newcastle in a moment. Gunnarsson, who done fantastically with Iceland in the Euros, he is going to be sitting there. He'll be the boss. He'll be dictating. He'll be talking to these guys. And as we all know, defence midfielders, he is going to be up against some heavy, probably Mo Diarmi, I'm guessing, in that number 10 role. So he's going to have his work cut out, picking up Mo Diarmi as well. This man, Peter Whittingham, he's a free kick specialist. He'll take all the corners as well, and you've just got to be careful because he's got a goal. He'll take your penalties as well for you. There's another one that I've got to need. So Whittingham is going to be probably down to Isaac Hayden's job to keep an eye on him, because we know that Shelby likes to have that free role as a quarterback role, so to speak, and pick the ball up and spray it. Just going to keeping on the set pieces as well is Solbamba is an absolutely giant. He is absolutely a beast mode. You've just got to watch for him from a corner or a set piece, because he is huge. He's probably the tallest player, I'm guessing, on the pitch as well, barring the goalkeepers. Bennett, former Villa fullback, he'll try and bomb on. Peltier, I don't think Peltier will get forward as much. So the key that Newcastle is, if Lambert doesn't play, we know that Pilkington is not an out-and-out striker, which benefit Newcastle's defence. However, as I said, because he can play on the left, Pilkington, you probably bring on Lambert later on to try and grab a goal. Neil Warnock's got this knack of getting a result against Newcastle. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about. But you would expect Newcastle to turn over Cardiff. Yes, they've had a little bit of form. They've got the defeat against Wigan, which probably knocked the confidence a little bit down. But I think realistically is, like I said, those three players, if you keep them quiet, you'll win the game. Simple as that. Let's head over to Newcastle and where we can threaten Cardiff. Oh, YouTube error. What I've done, I've accidentally deleted that file. So what I've done instead is I'm going to record it on the mobile and quickly guide you of what I think the formation will be and the understanding why. So let's get over to the mobile. Right, so apologies about that then. So let's try and make the most out of this. This is what I think the lineup will be. Apologise about the lighting shown on there. So it's Darlow, Anita, Lascelles, Clark, Dummett, Atto on the right because of the suspended Richie, Hayden in the middle, Shelby in the middle, Diarmi I think will be in the number 10, Gouffran on the left, and I think he'll go with Gale. I don't think he'll play Mitrovic. So let me explain the formation and so on. So we know that Darlow will be in goal. We know that. I think Anita will come in at right back for Yedlin. I think Lascelles and Clark have a great partnership pairing. So I don't see why Mbemba shall come in. Dummett, I feel that won't be attacking as much in this game because of what we've got on the other side. So we've got Atsu will literally attack down. The only thing I'm worried about Atsu is he's tracking back though. But that's why I think Anita won't bomb on as much because in Atsu the jury's still out for him defensively. We know that Hayden will pick up the scraps. We know that he'll pass it simple to move to other players as well. We know that Shelby is our star man. He'll literally ping the balls all the way down here to this kind of area for Gale. He can put it out wide as well. Gouffran is better defensively than what Atsu is. So I think Gouffran will attack, also come in. But I think he's better going defensively against their right winger, which will be Craig Noon. I think what you'll find here is what I think will happen is that Rafa will change these two around during the game. He'll switch the wings, which we've seen with Rolando Aarons before he got his injury. Because Atsu going defensively, I'm a little bit unsure because he's going up against Junior Hoylett, which is difficult, you know. I think he'll go with Diarmi in the number 10. I don't want to see it personally. I would like to see Gale and Mitrovic play. Rafa said in his press conference today that at some point we will see it. So it's unlikely it's going to be this game. So I think you'll go with Diarmi in the number 10. Personally, for me, if he plays this formation, I would like to see Perez come here and then I would like to say Mitrovic personally, but I think you'll go with Gale just because Gale can do more off the ball. He's this kind of area where it's fox in the box. He likes this kind of service as well. I think the defensive two, Lascelles and Clark, won't have too much to do. I think as long as there's communication there, because I think you'll go with Pilkington because of Lambert not being fully fit. I think when Lambert comes on, what Lambert could do, very similar to Mitrovic, he'll hold the ball up, he'll put an elbow in left, right and centre, he'll bring in the other midfielders as well. So that's what I think. So apologise it's on my mobile, but I've tried my best there. Let's head back over to the PC. So apologies about that. Hopefully you get the gist of that on the mobile. Right, so I'll be at the game tomorrow. I'm doing fan cams. I've got a really busy day tomorrow. I start work 8:30 in the morning and then I don't finish till 9:30 at night because I'm being allowed 3 hours off for the game, which I've asked for like over a month. There'll be a minute's silence as well for obviously those guys who fallen angels is what I call them, people who give their lives for our freedom. So will be nice, some emotional moment at St James's Park tomorrow. I'll be doing the fan cams afterwards as well. I'll be very quick because I've got to be back into work at 5:30. So I'll be in amongst the usual place for half an hour as well. So do stop by, get yourself on fan cams. Regulars I hope to see you there. Newbies, if you've never been on fan cams, come over and I'll only just fire a few questions at you. During the international break, what me and Will have been looking at is doing some podcasts as well, getting them onto YouTube, iTunes and Google Play as well. So we're going to be talking roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, somewhere quiet in a quiet pub in Newcastle City Centre, talking everything about Newcastle, from like the training ground to Rafa, to the buys, to the boardroom, literally everything. And if it does well, we might do one of them once a month and get them on all platforms as well, get our names out there and make the brand a bit bigger, you know, because obviously we've been verified on Google and Facebook. We need to push that a little bit further. Right, so what do you think then? Get involved in that if you want, and also the Mitrovic and the Gale situation, what we're doing, or what would you prefer to up front? Of course I would, but I don't think I will. And obviously do you think Atsu defensively should be alright with Atsu in there rather than Richie? Of course I'm going to go for a 3-2 win for Newcastle. I think Cardiff will score. It's only because I want to win some money on my bet, that's the reason why. 3-2 Newcastle. Let me know what you think and your thoughts down there below, and thanks for watching Newcastle Fans TV. See you later.